I had had enough of the endless overtime life, so I decisively quit my job and returned to my hometown. I decided to spend the rest of my life in this familiar land. Compared to the bustling city, the conditions in the countryside were indeed simple, but the feeling of being grounded in my hometown was enough to calm all my anxieties. Because I was afraid of being gossiped about, I didn't tell anyone about my return. When I was hungry, I could only rummage through the old house for stored food. The house, which hadn't been lived in for a long time, only had half a bag of flour and a few grains of rice. But that wasn't a problem for me. I dug up a cabbage from the yard, pulled up a few green onions, and cooked the rice with the cabbage over a slow fire. I sprinkled some fresh green onions on top, and a steaming pot of cabbage porridge was ready. Holding the warm bowl of porridge, a strange sense of happiness overwhelmed me. It turns out that the simple, homely flavors could bring such satisfaction. The next morning, I kneaded the last of the flour into dough. While waiting for it to rise, I swept the snow in the yard. My life had always been difficult. I lost my father at the age of 4 and was raised by my mother. But on the day of the college entrance exams, I found a letter from my mother saying she had left. I moved to the city, working and studying part-time. Although I finished my degree, I was always on the move, and I repeatedly missed the opportunity to get my teaching certificate. Feeling disheartened, I quit my convenience store job and returned to the countryside to start anew. As I was sweeping the snow from the doorstep, the dough had risen perfectly. I tore it into pieces and dropped it into hot broth. I fried the remaining cabbage until golden brown. In just 35 minutes, a simple breakfast was served. All these cooking skills were passed down from my mother. I remembered her saying that a bowl of noodle soup in the winter would warm the entire body. After finishing the meal, the food in the house was completely gone. In the afternoon, I sat alone on the porch, feeling worried. My aunt, following the smoke from the kitchen, came to visit. She thought my mother had returned, but instead it was me who had come home. Before leaving, she invited me to her house for a meal. I hesitated and politely refused, but my feet honestly followed her. At my aunt's house, I lowered my head and ate in silence. She still cared for me as she did when I was a child.